Welcome to the Elevate You Show, where we provide winning solutions for entrepreneurs and creative artists to elevate their business, mindset, spirit, health, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Tamyra Wilson, and I'm here to help you go a little bit higher so that you can have the business and lifestyle you've always wanted. Hello and welcome to the Elevate You Show. I'm your host, Tamyra Wilson. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and taking the time to tune in. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that is not really talked about much, not really addressed or not really focused on. And I think that this is a topic that is relevant right now, especially during this pandemic when a lot of people are cooped up with their family members, their significant others, their children, when they're used to having their kids in school during the day and not really seeing them until later on in the day. But now everybody's around each other for the most part more often than before. Or if not, maybe some of you are with your family members all day long. So I think this topic will help individuals, whether you're dealing with business associates, acquaintances, employees, or your loved ones. And that topic is understanding the introvert and the extrovert. And I do believe that this will help a lot of individuals understand why people that they are around, people that they love, people that they care about, why they act and behave the way that they do. And maybe it may help you understand yourself a little bit more on why you act and do things the way that you do. So before I dive into all of the characteristics of an introvert and an extrovert, I just want to first explore the definition. As you guys know, I always do. I like to start off with some kind of definition of whatever the topic that I'm talking about. So the definition of an introvert is simply, and you already know this, simply is a person who prefers to be alone. They prefer to be alone as opposed to being in a large social gathering. Why? Because when they are around a lot of people, it drains them. It drains them. So they have to figure out a way how to refuel their energy internally. Now, extroverts, on the other hand, these are energetic people. They enjoy being around other people. Their energy is fueled by being around a large group of people. Now, a lot of salespeople are extroverts. So now that we talked about the definitions, I'm going to go into the characteristics of them both. Now, introverts, they're known to be, and they're called a lot of times as being shy, withdrawn, loners, even sometimes a little awkward and weird. They are called, they prefer to have a small group of friends with deep, meaningful relationships as opposed to a large group of superficial friends. Extroverts, on the other hand, they are individuals who are called the life of the party. They have a lot of friends. They have a huge network of people that they can connect with and network with. They do good in like team-oriented positions or jobs, if you will. They have a variety of interests. They also They get inspired by outside sources. They are also very friendly and approachable. And one thing about the extrovert now, they feel somewhat isolated when they're alone for a long period of time. Unlike the introvert, they're okay with being alone. But guess what? Don't be fooled, because sometimes the people who you think are extroverts and who are the life of the party, they are technically introverts. And then the people that you think are shy, or you think that they're introverts, so you think that they're shy. They're not shy at all. See, there's a difference between being shy and being an introvert. Someone who is shy is someone who has a fear of being in social gatherings and around people. Individuals who are introverts, they don't have a fear of being around people. They prefer not to be around a large group of people. There's a difference. They're not shy. They don't have a fear of being around the people. They just don't want to be drained. It just drains them. So that is the difference between the two. And the sad thing about it is that both introverts and extroverts, they are always misunderstood. The introvert is always told that they're too quiet. The extrovert is always told that they talk too much. They're too loud. Can't we just find a happy medium, right? So let me ask you a question. After listening to some of the characteristics, where do you think you fall into? Do you feel like you're more of an introvert or an extrovert? Now, my daughter and I, she thinks that I'm an extrovert 100%, but I disagree. And I'll tell you what I think I am a little bit later. But as far as researchers, they believe that people can have a combination of both. They can have a combination of being an introvert and an extrovert, or a little bit, they may fall right in the middle, or they may lean more towards one than the other. So they can have more of the extrovert traits or lean towards having more of the introvert traits, but they have a little bit of both. Now, individuals who are straight in the middle, meaning they're not leaning towards the left of being, left or right, meaning having a little bit of the introvert or extrovert, but they are 100% equally fulfilled with being around a large group of people, and it doesn't drain them, nor does it fuel their energy. And they're also okay with being alone. They don't feel alone. They don't feel isolated. They're okay. This is where I think I fall in, because I'm perfectly okay traveling by myself. I'm perfectly okay, going on vacation alone. And I'm okay with going with people as well. As long as it doesn't interfere with the things that I'm trying to do there on vacation, you know what I mean? But they're not called extroverts or introverts. They are called ambiverts, the ones who are straight in the middle. So that's where I believe that I'll fall into. And they said that only 20%, is it 20 or 22? 20% of the population are filled with ambiverts. So again, where do you fall in at? Do you feel that you're an ambivert, or do you feel more of an introvert or an extrovert? So I don't know. And another interesting thing about the research, they suggested that extroverts are happier than introverts, which I thought was interesting, and that extroverts are less likely to develop a psychological disorder like social anxiety or bipolar or any of those things. There was a long list of the disorders, but that would be a whole nother show topic on that alone. But I just thought that was pretty interesting. Another interesting fact about research, they indicated that introverts are more focused than the extrovert who is easily distracted. So again, where do you fall in at? Where do you fall in at? So now that you have an understanding of the characteristics of each one, I just want to share with you 4 things to remember when you're dealing with the introvert or the extrovert in your family or in your business or on the job. I think this will help you to love on them a little bit more as opposed to getting annoyed and frustrated with them, or, you know, just love on them. That's all, because we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. We're all a work in progress, right? So the first thing I want you to remember is to don't wrongfully judge them. Don't wrongfully judge them, and especially like introverts. Don't call them shy when they're not really shy. Don't judge them because they're quiet. It's just because if they don't want to communicate, they don't want to communicate. Because introverts, they don't deal with like short chatter or talk. They don't, because in their mind they're thinking they have no reason to communicate with someone because they don't have a reason. They need to have a reason to communicate with you, especially if they don't know you. And that's why it's difficult to get to know an introvert, because they internalize their feelings a lot. They internalize their thoughts compared to the extrovert who thinks out loud and they talk about their feelings. So don't judge the introvert or the extrovert for talking loud and being loud. And, you know, sometimes people may look at them as being obnoxious or something like that. Don't judge them. Second thing I want you to remember is don't try to change them. Don't try to force them into something that doesn't align with who they are. Perfect example would be maybe a parent who forces their child into like a school play, something like that. That is the worst thing you can do, because that child, they don't like attention drawn to themselves. An introvert don't like attention drawn to themselves. So that would be the worst thing that you can do, unless it was something that they wanted to pursue on their own. You know, if they had a desire themselves, that's different. You know, if they had a desire to pursue like an acting career or something like that, that's totally different. It's because it's their desire. It's not that they are forced into it by someone. So the third thing I want you to remember is to respect their wishes. Respect their wishes and don't get mad at them. And what I mean by that is, if your loved one doesn't want to go to a family gathering or a special event that has a large group of people, don't get mad at them. It's because maybe they're not in the mood to go, or maybe they just don't want to have their energy drained for whatever reason. And not to say that they don't like being around family or like going to events, and they do go, but sometimes they don't. And that's okay. Just respect their wishes. It's okay. It's okay. Expect their wishes. And as far as the extrovert, respect their wishes as far as if they want to talk someone's head off at a family function, and in your mind you're thinking, oh my gosh, they are like embarrassing me because they're so loud, they keep talking and talking and talking and won't shut up. That's the way they are. Let them talk. You know, if we were all the same in this world, what would be the purpose, right? We all have our unique characters about us, are all unique behaviors and different ways about us. So respect their wishes. And the last thing, which falls into honoring one another's differences. Accept people the way they are. Why? Because we already live in a society that doesn't accept us the way we are, or have a hard time accepting people the way they are. It could be based on what they look like, the clothes they wear, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they style their hair, you know, the clothes they wear, whatever the case may be. It's already difficult to be accepted in society, what society says is and is not acceptable. So the last thing you want to do is to not accept people in your circle, your friends, your family, your loved ones, and your business associates. Everybody's different and unique. Okay, so honor everybody's differences the way they are, accept them the way they are. So in closing, well, not closing yet, but I just want to share some fun facts with you. I want to share a few celebrities who you would never think were introverts. The first person is Beyonce. Beyonce, everybody knows Beyonce. She is a phenomenal entertainer, singer, dancer, actress. She's an introvert. And if you ever pay attention to her interviews, she's really calm, she's really reserved, and she kind of give off like she's shy. And that's why, you know, she jokes about it, but she talked about how she has an alter ego. What is it? Sasha Fierce. And I thought that was interesting. Her and Johnny Depp, he's an introvert. Julia Roberts is an introvert. Angelina Jolie is an introvert. And one of a powerful historical leader, Rosa Parks, she was an introvert. Huh. Who would have thought, right? She made such an impact in the world, a powerful movement in history, and who would have thought that she was an introvert, right? So it goes to show you that introverts are powerful and talented and gifted, and so are extroverts too. So I want to leave you with this quote. This quote is, asking an introvert to open up is as rude as asking an extrovert to shut up. So the point is, either way, it's rude. It just basically embrace one another, accept one another's differences, and just keep it moving. You know, sometimes it could be a struggle. Sometimes you might get annoyed by your kids or your grandchildren or your significant other. Everyone's different. So God loves each and every one of us and our imperfections, and we're all a growing progress. But accept people the way they are. Don't try to change them. So that's what I have for you all. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for listening and staying with me to the end. And can you imagine how it is with people in running their business? Speaking of business, if anybody wants to know how to start an online business, if you're a newbie or if you feel like you're at a plateau in your existing business, online business, I put together a free Strive for Elevation Bootcamp. You can go over on my site at tamirawilson.com and sign up for it for free. Just click the tab on the first homepage where it says entrepreneur. and you can sign up for the free boot camp. All right, so that's all I have for you today. And as I always say, take time to elevate and celebrate you, because sometimes no one else will. But I celebrate you today. So until we meet again, take care, and I will see you on the next show.